no-brainer fragrances for men that always work. This list I've compiled both from things that I've heard, things that I've read from others, even some things that I've read from my own comments, for fragrances that men love, and when men wear them, other people also love them. So, as always, all the fragrances I mention here will be available in the Amazon associate links down in the description below. I have to start with kind of my go-to recommendation for men, just because it's so good, is Dior Homme. This is the original, which I don't know if they sell anymore, but the Eau de Toilette or Sport are good kind of alternatives. Dior Homme is basically a classic. You cannot go wrong with it. Some people find it a little bit sweet. I kind of disagree. I think it's more of a fresh type of scent, but you know, it's a very subjective thing, fragrances. But anyway, it's just a good, all-around, all-purpose, no-brainer type of fragrance. It always smells good. There's very few people who complain about this one, and I've worn this myself just to kind of test it out, and people always like it. Everyone just likes the smell overall, mainly because it's kind of designed to be one of those just likable, approachable, friendly smells. It's not super rugged, super in your face, like alpha male, gonna punch you in the face sort of thing. This is more of just a smooth, friendly fragrance. Good for work, good for just casual wear. Again, it's really hard to go wrong with this one, unless you're a little bit averse to the iris note that it has, which is a little bit on the sweet side, but as a whole, it's a nice, reliable fragrance, and actually lasts quite a long time. At least 7 hours, I found, maybe 6, but overall, very long lasting, good projection, nice scent trail. I don't have anything bad to say about this particular one, so just a good option. Then, one that I keep hearing, and I quite like as well, that lots of people like, is Monera Red Tobacco. This is definitely a nice one if you like anything, a blend of tobacco and vanilla, because that's exactly what this is. This is also a little bit on the sweeter side, but it's a little bit more intense, more on the masculine side of things. And there's a certain spiciness that it has, but then the vanilla comes in and adds a little bit of sweetness to the, kind of harshness of the tobacco. This is really, really strong. You don't need to put on a lot. It just kind of sticks to the skin and stays there, and it's not going to move until, the end of the day when you have to wash it off. But this is definitely 7 to 8 hour fragrance, maybe even 9 hours sometimes. But this is really great if you prefer a little bit more sweetness and you like tobacco quite a lot. This is definitely, this is one of those fragrances that I think most women find attractive because, again, it's one of those very likable, very attractive types of fragrances that they're just generally attractive. It's hard to go wrong with these types of fragrances. So yeah, but you do have to be, you do have to like fragrances that are a bit on the sweeter side to enjoy this one. Then, for a more rugged experience, then I would say Dior Homme Intense. Now, as you can expect, this is just Dior Homme, but the more intense version. And it does have some of the same notes as, like the original. It does have that same iris note. It has some musk mallow, some wood notes, I believe. And it's just more rustic and rugged compared to your traditional Dior Homme. I quite like this one. I actually like it a little bit more than your standard Dior Homme, just because it has a warmer aura, I guess, to it, and it smells a little bit more serious, more mature, It's a little bit better for evening wear, I would say, but that's not a strict rule. You could definitely wear this during the daytime, but one time I would definitely not wear this is during the middle of summer, just because I think it's a little bit too warm for the middle of summer when it's too hot. But yeah, this is just nice. It's masculine. It's I guess it is still mainstream, but it stands out on its own. It's definitely a very nice, very attractive type of fragrance. And And similar to the, traditional standard Dior Homme, this also has really good longevity, really good projection. People will definitely notice that you are wearing this, as you walk around. Even if you're just sitting in one place, it really has a good radius that it spreads to. So again, if you're looking for a more intense version of Dior Homme, then obviously you get the Dior Homme Intense. Then, moving on to another one that I think is pretty good. This is Instant Crush, also from Monera. This is, now some people say, and I agree, this is very similar to the unisex Baccarat Rouge 540. That is very true. They are very, very similar. They have many of the same notes. It's similarly sweet, similarly spicy. Although I actually like this a little bit more than the Baccarat Rouge, mainly because I think it's just more refined than Baccarat Rouge in terms of they got whatever Baccarat Rouge is good at and then kept that and got rid of all the stuff that Baccarat Rouge is bad at. So just more kind of just beneficial to wear, I guess. I think it smells a little bit better. This is another one where you have to be more friendly towards sweeter fragrances. It's not crazy sweet, but it is definitely on the sweeter side. And it is really good. It's that sweet, spicy type of mix, and it's super attractive. I very rarely hear people say anything bad about this particular fragrance. Again, it's just one of those extremely attractive fragrances that kind of draws everybody in just because it's such a good thing to smell. No one wrinkles their nose at this when they smell it. One of those very agreeable, acceptable fragrances, I guess. But it's also extremely long lasting, as with Baccarat Rouge. They're, very similar, so they're going to last a very long time. This is probably like an 8-hour fragrance, maybe even 9 hours, so definitely it's going to last all day, kind of effortlessly. Then the last one, if you really don't want to do any kind of sweetness, then I would say a good classic option is Creed Green Irish Tweed here. Total focus there. This is a 1980s fragrance, which is kind of fresh and then kind of musky. It has some lemon verbena in it, some greenery, and the main musk is ambergris, which is a pretty nice warm musk. You blend that fresh and the ambergris, and you get this, and it's really, really nice. It is very masculine, very classic, a little bit more on the formal side, kind of more serious, but still good as an overall option. You could use this in a lot of different occasions, from work to going out for dinner or, whatever. But this is on the lighter side, but more long-lasting than you would expect. About 6 hours, maybe even 7 hours of longevity, but on average probably about 6. And it's just nice. Again, if you want to go for that more serious, more mature, more sophisticated type of smell, this is a very nice option. But that is pretty much my list here of these no-brainer fragrances for men that pretty much work all the time. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, of course, you could always subscribe, leave a like, and I make videos like these throughout the week, so stick around for those.